is up? How we doing? How we doing? A little bit later of a day for me, but we've had to put a post on this on YouTube. Been a busy month, so I have a couple of Saturdays where can't go live in the morning like I have been, so we'll do a little bit later, like now. Tomorrow will be normal though. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna play around. I have to say, the newness, that honeymoon period, that fresh new smell is starting to fade a little bit for me. Hopefully we get it back though. All right, I think we are everywhere. But I hope everyone's having a good Saturday. I'm gonna hang out with y'all for
that's a bug.
A couple hours.
That could be a bug.
Lefty?
Guys, you're gonna see some bugs.
How you been? I'm glad the bugs one still works. So what we're planning on today, I think I'm just gonna kind of level some classes. I really want to get into crafting. I don't know that that's the best thing to stream. I'm also starting to find that as I get into crafting, I am getting bored by it. So I don't know. You know, I get this urge. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna craft, man. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna go craft. We're gonna make some stuff. We're gonna level up. And then I get in and it's like, man, half my time's running around, logging in and out of alts, you know? So anyways, we got our healer. I made a healer. I tried to make him as ugly as I could. So, you know, mouth's going one direction, nose is going the other. Not even sure. Kind of looks like a vampire. But the other thing is I had posted a short on crates and how little or how poor the information is that we get on how to do it. And somebody said I didn't really read through everything correctly. So I'm going to try to find out if that's the case. I think we're pretty much at the quest chain where at the line where I'm going to start getting asked to do crates. So we're going to also see what that's like. But anyways, we'll see how we go. I thought about actually going into what's the MMO that just came out? Dread Mist. Thought about jumping into Dread Mist, but did not. Is the game worth it right now, or should I wait? I mean, how do you feel about testing games? The biggest knocks on the game right now is there's not much content. It is all very buggy at times. And so people can get frustrated a little bit easy. The positives are, you know, there is, I think, a good solid, depending on what you like to do, 20 hours of time. Combat's fair, but it turns into a grind as well. So if you're someone that enjoys testing games, enjoys grinding, then you probably will have quite a bit of fun here. The classes are generally pretty well done. There's still a lot of work to be done with the classes, but we just got the summoner added and people seem to be having a lot of fun with it. We're on the cleric right now. Cleric is fair. It needs some love, I think, but you know, $50, I think you get your money's worth. What's up, Tribble? How you doing? We're on a little bit later. Yeah, we usually go 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., but Guess I've got stuff going on, so couldn't jump in this morning. Daughter had a basketball game. Still wanted to get a little bit of time in because consistency is key. So here we are. We'll see what we do for fun. But first thing I want to do, actually, am I going the right place? Yeah. Player drop off has my hunting back in business. Yeah, I've been noticing some of that. So if I go over to, let's see, if we go to SteamDB, now we'll see where we peaked today, but yeah, compared to, let's see, right now we're at about 23,000 players. Let's see, where were we on last Saturday? They peaked at 27. So that's about a, what is that? About a 4,000 player loss at this point. What's up, Graven? We'll see where it peaks. Usually it peaks around 1:30 my time. So it's New Year and I'm still stuck with my old potato PC. I'm sorry to hear that. Also want to play new games. Yeah. Man, Ashes is not easy on PCs. It's a little bit of a killer. Can pull things down for sure. There's people with 5000 series stuff that are having trouble running it at times. So, all right, I actually didn't read this. This is the part where the crate that I was told is actually explained to you. Actually, what happens if I delete this? Can I get it back? I was told I just didn't read it and that it explains everything about crates. Shipment has been diverted, blah, blah, blah. Collect the crate of tavern supplies. So that's what's laying around me. Some people are also swapping servers. Yeah, Vira has gotten super, super popular. The population's come back up with Vira. I think a lot of that's people leaving Resna to come over here. But no, the global population has started to drift a little bit. So yeah, Passing Pixel Ashes is just not at all optimized. So, you know, there's people that it just sort of depends. My game has run at times looks amazing and I run a 4070. All right, I'm going to actually abandon this. Can I get it back? Oh no. Do I not get it? I wanted to read the text again. Oh no. I can't get the text back. Oh, that sucks, dude. Oh, why can't I get the dang? Well, that was a bad decision. Shobek has re-rolled onto Vira. Yeah, there's just a lot of people coming over here. My Ashes accidentally downloaded to the HDD instead of the SCD. Yeah, that's definitely do not want to be on a normal rotating spinny disc. If people leave Resna, Polar will follow. I hope not. But we have seen that happen. The original Resna turned into a dumpster fire back in phase 1, and eventually, yeah, those folks had to go. This is Ashes of Creation. What's up, Dark and Stormy? Have you played Mountain Blade? A long time ago. Guys, so I messed up. I wanted to reread the quest text. So I abandoned the crate quest in order to reaccept the crate quest so I could read what the guy told me. And it is not coming back. Oops. Ashes of Creation 2. And we're gonna get like a 0.75 on release. History repeats itself. Resna, rest in peace for sure. I'm gonna actually log out real quick and log back in. Yeah, Resna was just a mess, man. Nice graphics. Yeah, it can look beautiful. So Ashes of Creation is on Unreal 5. I think you have two different things you can look at. One is just pure art style. One is just how it looks. The art style, I think a lot of people wish it was different, that there was more, that it had its own feel to it. But the art style feels very generic UE5. But the world itself can look very beautiful at times. At times it looks pretty bad, to be honest. But so much of it also just depends on what you're running. So yeah, Resna, I don't know. You know, can you really do anything about guilds like Polar? Like when you have a PvX game where players are in control of so much of the world, like can we really expect Polar like guilds to not pop up? Or is that just like what we're gonna get? I actually start thinking like if it wasn't Polar, it'd be someone else. It wasn't even Polar that had the massive dupe stuff, right? What was it, EBC? Wolves or something like that? That was duping crazy stuff. Have you tried New World? Oh yeah, I love New World. Too bad it's closing. The quest did the same to me, logging out and then doesn't work. Yeah, no, it's not there anymore, is it? That's awful, man. I can't run my quest or my crate. Why are these bone binders in here? Why are no guards fighting them? What is happening? Where are all the guards? Why are they not Oh, there's one. That's not right. Holy graphics. I mean, do you like what you see? What am I set on actually? Let me look. Yeah, we're set on ultra. So New World is one of the best mmorpgs of all time. I mean, it was good. I don't know that I'd put up there as my best, but you talk about the skill Polar so much. Like what did they all do? Been here 5 days now. Polar is just a guild that is big deep into PvX. They're a large guild, so this is, you know, Ashes is not their first game. And you know, they have a reputation for good or bad. They have a reputation for pushing boundaries of some might say exploitation. They have had times where they have had characters reset because of things they've done. And so they've kind of earned this reputation. And you know, well, the best example of how they operate, you know, what I explained last time is well, people are saying it's not an exploit, but anyways, they were able to gain multiple, oh my God, there's stuff, what's going on around here? All right, so AI looks to be broken. That shouldn't be doing that. Oh shit, they're all respawning on me. Ah. Anyways, Polar can just be assholes at times. I guess that's the best way to put it. So, all right, let's level 7. How am I gonna fare against a level 7? I don't know. We're gonna find out though. What level am I? 4? It's not that much higher above me. Oh shit, why are there more? What is happening? Why are there so many coming after me now? Where did those come from? Nobody ran by me. All right, guards. I need a swordsman. I need a guard. Somebody to come help. That's broken, man. Try Guild Wars 2? Yeah, not as deep as some other games, but Jesus Christ. Swordsman. Dude. Oh, is he stuck? All right, guys, that is like a little busted. I saw your vid on Resna. Do you think the server is cooked? Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I think they'll get the, you know, I think they'll get back. Obviously Resna will get back all of their crafting tables and stuff that Polar destroyed. But you know, how is the economy going to be? I don't know. After all of the duping and everything else, you know, I have to say I still question what all Intrepid's capable of doing with that beyond sort of the obvious. They had talked about this Shoal's Eye that they were creating. I don't think it exists at this point. I think when they go back, they have to just manually do database searches. And, you know, there's been dupes and stuff throughout all of Alpha 2. And to be blunt, I feel like it's been questionable what all they've been able to do. They've reset characters, they've deleted some characters, but as far as like being able to get gold and stuff outside of the economy or be able to even find duplicated items and remove them, I'm not sure that they have a lot of good capabilities for that. And so I'm still sitting here like everyone else, waiting for Steven to release the list that he says exists, that several days ago was apparently sitting on his desk that we've still not seen. You know, I don't know why we haven't seen it, but they have said that they're going to do stuff like that for quite a while. That they're going to, you know, release information on accounts that they've actioned on, and we've never seen it, to be honest. So I don't know that we're going to get a list or not at all. I'm skeptical is what I would say, but hopefully he proves me wrong. So they aren't doing it to improve the game. They're doing it to cause chaos. Yeah, for the most part. I mean, they'll say that they're here trying to improve the game, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, the reality is, wow, that's broken. Ah, that's hilarious. How was that? How was I set? I was not even that close to him. Oh, asshole. The reality is that they clearly want to crush and win, right? So, you know, they push things far beyond what I think most of us would consider testing, which is why they've at times had their accounts actioned. I think the leader has had his account actioned twice, right? Am I wrong in that? Do we have multi-classing yet? No. So multi-classing is something that I hope for. There were two things that have really pulled me deep into Ashes when I first heard about it. One was nodes, and the other is multi-classing, another 64 classes. We've not seen any of it. You know, the current classes are not at all at a point of a good polish. So we don't really know what's going to happen with multi-classing. Now we're told that once they get into the next sprint, which is basically now, they're going to start trying to get in the tank and healer secondaries. But you know, I am personally in the opinion when it comes to secondary classes that everything we were hoping for that was sort of put out there in like 2017, 2018, 2019, we're probably not getting maybe even half of that, at least not at release. I think a lot of the multi-classing stuff that we all hope for is probably going to come much later in expansions, assuming we have expansions. I don't see how you finish the current 8 classes or 8 archetypes, raise their level to at least 30 and flesh all of that out while still trying to get in the other 8 as secondaries and get out of beta by the end of this year. I don't see how at all that's going to be possible. Yeah, he lost his mayorship twice. That's true. So I don't know. They've earned their reputation. I will say I had a few Resna folks come into leave some comments on the YouTube and both the YouTube video and the TikTok video as well. And you know, yeah, I appreciate the follow. And it's disturbing how blindly religious some people are to Polar. I don't know. They've earned their reputation, is all I will say. This is Ashes of Creation. I don't think it exists could be an answer to a question about 95% of Intrepid's promises. I don't know about 95, but I think you know, there's a significant amount, yes, that, you know, unfortunately, I don't think we'll really see. So not right away. My interests are super piqued by the multi-classing. Yeah, me too. That and nodes. And for me, nodes have already started to kind of come back to not quite what we thought they would be. A lot of the dynamic nature of nodes has kind of reverted back to more static stuff. And nodes was the #1 thing I really wanted to join for. And so that, you know, it's disappointing for sure. But I mean, I still have some hope. That's, you know, that's why I'm here. I want to see things hopefully succeed. We're going to see how far we can push the, we're in fighting a red NPC here. I think we'll be okay though. Ashes of Creation Jimbo. Is that me? What do you mean? I saw the class list and I've wanted to play a Necromancer so bad. Oh, me too. Yeah, Necro is going to be, I think will be a lot of fun. For a long time, we didn't know how a Necro was going to work because the Cleric only had Radiant stuff as far as damage. But all of that's going to really come from the Summoner. All right, I need to... Why am I not healing? Am I healing? I don't see any green. What the fuck? Do I have a debuff? What's happening? Oh my god, now I'm healing. What was that about? How did I stop healing myself? Am I blind? Did you guys see that? Was I healing myself at all? I kept spamming the heal button and I don't think I saw anything get healed. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? I thought I was healing myself. Is that not right? I didn't have anyone else targeted, so I don't know why I wasn't healing myself. Is the game still a dumpster fire or getting better? I mean, right now, I got to tell you, it's kind of a dumpster. We have, Steven has been in Discord a little bit. We're obviously getting just past the holiday for them, which is always, you know, they don't have as many people on staff working during the holiday. But, you know, we've had a whole week now where everyone's back and there's been there's been very limited communication beyond Steven. CS has been an issue. Servers, I don't think the servers have been reset like they were going to do every 2 days, and you're starting to see some of that server degradation come down. Oh, this is Ashes of Creation. All right, I need to get over to... All right, am I healing myself? Does anyone see green text? All right, there's some green text. I swear I was healing myself, but it wasn't actually registering. Or something. Something weird was going on. I don't know what that was. I've been hyped for this since 2017. Why does it look so mediocre? It's a great question, man. It's what we all ask. Wouldn't call it a dumpster fire right now, but it has its issues. Yeah, I mean, it's playable for the most part, but, you know, if you go into Discord, I don't know, there's all sorts of botters going on. There's a lot of stuff. There's it feels like there's almost no one from Intrepid like available in game to fix stuff. So I've healed every phase so far. It bugs out quite a bit. Only flash cure works during that time and usually works again after 10 seconds. Yeah, I've been a cleric main for the most part. So far all of this one I've just been doing summoner for the most part, but they reduce graphic quality to focus on optimizing. Yeah, no, I think you're right. All right, let's see if I can if I keep healing. All right, I got some green going, so we're healing ourselves right now, so that's good. All right, let's see if we quit. Because like right now, I'm fine. I'm not dying. Got my hot going. And when we last fought this dude, all of a sudden we started losing health. Oh, that was a chunk of health, whatever that was. I've just started playing this. Been really fun so far. Well, I'm glad you're having fun. You know, I think for the right people, you're going to get, if you're the right person, the so-called target audience, you're going to probably get several hundred hours out of this game. All right, he'll die. There we go. And we leveled. Cleric, yeah. Yeah, I mean, all we did phase 1 and 2 is cleric, for the most part. Actually healed in groups and stuff as well. But all right, do I have any? I still don't have access to blessed weapon. It's my favorite thing. One of my favorite things. Appreciate the share. Stash Farms. Love your name. How did you get that name? My mustache will come back. People have asked a little bit where it went. It'll come back. All right, what are we gonna do? Let's just do more of that, I guess. I really want to have blessed weapon. We can. All right, why is L not working? That's weird. Got lucky. No one had this namer. Yeah, no, I like it. Do you follow Royer at all? I feel like a stash is. I think of a mustache. I think immediately of Royer. Well, I got 100 cent Steam launch. Most of it was fun, to be honest, but it has a lot of issues. Yeah, I mean, if you can tolerate those issues, you'll get some time out of it for sure. Is the game already released? We're in early access. It's still considered an alpha to Intrepid. But it is early access, so it's not released. Shit. What's going on? Why is my keyboard not working? Oh, that's weird. I'm spamming my keys. What in the hell? None of my keys are working. That explains why L wasn't happening, which is weird because the WASD keys are just fine. But I can't cast. What the hell? Try dodging. And insufficient stamina. All right, let's see. Let me get some stamina back, see what happens. Dodging worked. Ah, there we go. How did you know to do that? Have you had that bug before? We've gone down the list. WoW, Neverwinter, Final Fantasy XIV, Guild Wars 2, Black Desert. Yeah. My hope was, my biggest hope going forward was going to be Lord of the Rings from Amazon Game Studio, but ain't gonna see that. Been playing WoW since TBC. Things are getting a bit boring. Well, I hope that Midnight looks fun. Do you not think Midnight looks fun? I feel like that's going to be a potentially very fun expansion, right? I know a lot of people that are looking forward to it. I've never had that where the keys weren't working. Cracker Barrel Witch, how was your McDonald's? Well, since you're my wife, you know how it was. It was very tasty. Bounce between AOC and WoW. War Within was good time, and Midnight I'm hyped for. I mean, Midnight seems to have a lot of positives for it. From everything I've seen. My WoW days were from Classic through basically the start of Pandaria. I did a fair amount of the original Pandaria, and then I sort of bailed after that point. And I've really not come back. I've come back a little. I like Legion. I did a little bit of stuff to see what it was like. Ghost Killer, I appreciate the follow. Bounce. Where Winds Meet seems promising. Oh yeah, I've had a lot of fun on Where Winds Meet. Not quite. I think a lot of us got somehow we got the idea that it was going to be like an MMO. It's not quite an MMO, but you know, I think still fun. All right, I'm trying to get to this circle here if I can. I feel like my DPS here. Now, I get it. I'm a cleric. I'm not supposed to necessarily be DPSing very much. Feels much slower than it's been in the past, though. All right, how did he aggro me? How did the bone binder thing aggro me? I wasn't even close to him. Oh wow. Okay, so we got some long aggro distances right now. Understandable. I had a huge group of friends all playing WoW, then they dipped, and I was like, well, I'm done. Yeah. WoW was okay. I actually, for what it is. What's up, Leto? I don't know. I'm not one that like dumps on WoW. I don't really play it, but at the same time, I don't know why everyone hates on it so much. All right, maybe I need the bow. I like the short bow. What's up, Rory? Just, I don't know, man. I'm starting to hit a little bit of a wall, so thought we'd go back, level a cleric for a little bit. Might switch over to the fighter, level that a little bit. We also got the rogue to play around with. There's also crafting that we could look into, but you know what I'm starting to realize is that a lot of Ashes is not necessarily like a good streaming game. Does that make sense? So we're just gonna chat too. Do you still need a key to play? Yeah, $50. $50 for early access. So I don't know why I've got 2 on me. These spawns are crazy. Are there any dungeons and raids? Well, right now, everything that we have from a dungeon perspective is all open world. There is no instancing technology currently. And so there are some dungeons that do exist. I can show you. If I open up the map, we have dungeons like the Tower of Carfin here. And then we have Befallen Forge here. So those are your big open world dungeon POIs. Now we do also have some smaller, what they call pocket dungeons all around. But again, everything is open world. So, you know, as a PvX game, you will also be fighting in those dungeons with other people that might decide to take your grind spot. And so you have to be prepared to fight for that which you want. There are some world bosses as well, not very many of them, but there are a few that you can go raid if you want. But again, it's in the context of PvX. So you just have to be prepared to fight other guilds for your spot in order to get that loot. There is a new event called Harbingers that they're trying to implement as a open world PvX. I don't know that, I guess it would be like a dungeon a little bit once you get through part of the phases, but it's been kind of busted and they've not really been able to put it in just yet. So there is some open world dungeons and raids that you can do, but at this stage is still pretty limited. Rogue and Bard is what I've been playing. Bard's fun for sure. Rogue has been, the little bit that I've done with the Rogue has been fun, I will say. Unfortunately, I cannot continue the quest line to get experience. So there is a new user experience quest line that allows you to get to about level 6, level 7 pretty easy. Unfortunately, I abandoned one of the quests because I wanted to re-accept it in order to read the text again. And it won't let me, it doesn't offer me the quest anymore. So the entire remainder of this new quest line, new user experience quest line, apparently is now no longer available to me, sadly. Do you own the game after spending $50 or do you have to repurchase after launch? So the planned monetization for Ashes of Creation is for it to be a sub-based game. So $50 right now will get you access to the remainder of alpha and all of beta. It will also give you a month's game time. However, after that, you have to switch to a monthly fee. So $50 does not give you lifetime access. Now they've said there will be no box cost. So we'll see how that works. I actually wonder if they will add in a box cost. You know, we've all effectively already paid a box cost, right? The $50 to get in. So what's going on here? So I wouldn't be surprised if they add that later, but as of right now, there will eventually be no block costs. Did I start over? No, it's just an alt. Ultimately, I needed another character called into so artisanship stuff, guys. So as you progress, you have 22 different artisanship things between crafting, processing, and harvesting. And as you level those up, there's 50 levels. You can do less and less. So to go from novice to apprentice, all of a sudden you can level 22 things to only being able to level 5 things. And your max, what's called grandmaster, to get to level 50, you can only have 2. So I ultimately needed another character in order to do weaponsmithing so that I can do some of the harvesting items. So I just need someone to invite me to the game, or to the guild eventually. So I have another account that I could do it on, but I'm pretty sure that if I tried to run Ashes of Creation at the same time as streaming, my stream PC would probably break. So I'll wait till later. All right. Did you just take my experience? You did. That's cool. You're level 10. Why the hell are you over here? Beast, I appreciate the sub. Over on the YouTubes. All right. What is over here? Otherwise, you can see leveling, even at this stage, can be kind of slow. What crafts do you need to make mounts? Wait, that dude just... Did you see that? Is he a rogue? Or is he a rogue? Okay. We've also started to have some increase in hacking. That it has always plagued the game, but there's been fly hacks and other stuff. What the fuck? That is starting to come about. But to make mounts, you need to do animal husbandry. And so you go out and you pet animals and they become either dead and you get their skin or meat, or you get the animal itself and you can turn that into a mount. Animal husbandry needs a lot of work. It's annoying as shit, but I gotta say it's a system that currently works. Whereas they have a lot of other systems that don't. And so, all right, these people are stealing my experience and that's annoying the shit out of me. All right, we're just gonna take our stuff and go. But, you know, the fighter stuff works at this point. Or sorry, the animal husbandry stuff is at least working, so I don't expect them to actually change it anytime soon. For anybody that wants them to, I don't know that it will happen. Would you say the way the game is currently is worth $50? I think I think when you look, if you put that in a perspective of entertainment and what other forms of entertainment can you get for $50? Like you can go to 3 movies? Maybe a concert, you know, so you're getting maybe 6 to 8 hours of time using $50 in other forms of entertainment. If you look at it in that perspective, I think you get more than enough with your time. You know, the $50 here will get you quite a lot of time, actually. What am I looking for? So in that vein, I think it's worth it. Now, I think for some people, they're going to be frustrated beyond belief, and they probably just want to wait, but what's up, Max Flanker? How you doing? I guess just Flanker. What are your thoughts on fighters? Fighters, I've had a lot of fun playing fighters. My understanding, though, I've never had a fighter 25. My understanding is a fighter at level 25 feels kind of far behind some of the other DPS. So it sounds like at that level, they might need a little bit of extra work. What profession would you recommend for a newbie? Right now I just run crates. I would just focus on harvesting, Lefty. I would just make that your primary stuff. You'll make a lot of money with it. And, you know, if you eventually want to get into crafting, you can just make an alt. And then you'll actually have a harvester that can then feed your processors and your crafters. So I would probably just focus on harvesting. Curious, do the guilds seem to be forming around streaming communities? No, I mean, there are some, but your big guilds are the same as they've always been, right? Your Polar and stuff like that. I mean, there are a lot of the big streamers honestly aren't playing anymore. Actually, a lot of them just moved. When you look at, let's see, 24-hour peak tweet of Twitch was 6,852. Right now, there's only 2,000 viewers, and that's because if you go to a lot of the folks that have been streaming Ashes of Creation are now streaming. What's it called? Where'd it go? Dreadmist. Like Constantine, who's one of the more regular big streamers, is playing Dreadmist. So you're actually starting to see a lot of the bigger folks kind of move on. I have a bow or a book, and give you. Oh, we'll see how. I appreciate that. I think the game is worth $50. Yeah, I mean, I think most people are going to get their money out of it, but not everyone. I'm duping an RMTing in this game. Oh, what's your character name? You want to DM me? You know what's annoying to me? The patch to stop bots from flying on Monday, to see a bot go flying on Wednesday. This game is overrun by bots now. Yeah, there's no way. So if you look into sort of how Unreal Engine 5 works and some of the stuff that, oh yeah, we got to go all the way up to Joeva. Get Joeva. You know, the cheats that are available in UE5, they're never going to prevent those. Even with having easy anti-cheat or whatever they use, there are so many well-established tutorials about how to write your own kernel level driver to get around those that I don't think they're ever going to be able to prevent people from doing fly hacks and speed hacks and things like that. Really, so their focus really should be on how do they identify them, right? Rather than trying to prevent those things from happening. Create tool, because you're not going to, because people will just bypass your EAC. Just make tools that help you identify them. Like if you have a speed hack, if you have somebody that's fighting at a faster speed than they should be able to, you know, spend your time doing something within the game that helps you identify players right away, and then you can ban them. So you switch your focus from prevention, which again, I don't think you're going to prevent, and you focus much more on identifying and banning. And I hope that is where they're going to put a lot of their effort into. Because there's just, especially on UE5, there's just, I mean, it's source codes available, right? So they're not going to prevent, they just won't prevent hacking. So wasted time is different than spending your time wisely. That's true. The game seems like a griefer's paradise. I mean, to be fair, I haven't been griefed that much. So, you know, I know everyone sees PVX and they worry that they're going to be killed every so often. We've not been. Now we've had some issues with crate running, and some broken systems there, but we've really not been PK'd. I thought that's you. It's showing me a different name for some reason. Oh, there, yeah, it says Max Flanker instead of just Flanker. I assume that was you. So which class would you recommend? I mean, do you like to heal? Do you like to support? Do you like DPS? Do you like to tank? The most needed class is probably a tank. Are we probably just crossed the server worker? Let's see. 37. Let's see what we go into here. Nodes in the class combination system have such potential. We need a community for those things. Yeah, they do. I do lose hope from time to time that we're going to get what we originally thought, but we'll see. They've hit the 1 month wall. Yeah, no, I think we're starting to see that for sure. All right, we did not switch server workers, so I was wrong. So that's just lag for whatever reason. This game is a very sinister trap for millennials. Okay. Asking someone what class you would recommend is very vague. Yeah, that's why you got to ask, like, what do you like? I'm on Vyra. User, I appreciate the follow. Yeah, everybody come join us on Vyra. Hang out. Vyra's is so far been a great server. It was the last one created. Now we are seeing an uptick in people playing with us. A lot of them are coming from Joeva, or coming from Resna. Why the short screen? Any particular reason? Are you talking about the vertical? It's both. YouTube's both vertical and horizontal. If you just click onto our, the channel name, it'll show you both lives, and you can go to the horizontal if you want. You think PvP protection to level 10 will be kept in? Ooh, that's a good question, Dark and Stormy. Not only do I think PvP protection to level 10 will be kept in, I actually am one of those crazy people that thinks we're going to see it expanded even further. I am one of those people that actually thinks we might see PvP zones pop up rather than rotating lawless zones. We've seen a gradual movement towards less and less open world PvP. You know, the PvPers have complained about corruption forever. That's not changed, and I don't expect it to. I actually almost wonder if they'll just throw out corruption entirely in order to implement more ArcAge-like PvP zones. So no, I do not think the level 10 protection will go away. And if anything, they potentially might expand it. And I know that's a point of contention that many people will probably disagree with me on. Have 100 hours of playtime, no griefing. Yeah, I mean, I think people worry about that, and it's not as bad as what people might think. Now, it depends on the server too. I think Resin has been notorious for it, but what is the meta DPS? That's a great question. I don't really know. I know people have really enjoyed the Rogue. Do you know anything about tempering and how to do? I've not jumped into that. I've jumped a little bit into enchanting, but I've really not gone into tempering too much. I'm coming from Resna. Economy is broken. No, yeah. We've got a lot of people. The population, Vyra was very low pop, and it started to actually even get its own queues at times because of how many people are coming to Vyra. So, the mustache. What's up, Feather? It'll come back. Mustache is just on a break. So, all right. Who do I need to speak to here? Is he gonna fight me? All right, so do I need to? I don't think I need to fight him, do I? It looks like it's optional. So we're gonna run on by. Is the game free? No, it's currently $50, and once it's released, you'll have to pay $15 a month. I haven't heard the name ArcAge in a long time. Well, I mean, that's what this game is based off of. You know, that's where they take a lot of their stuff, ArcAge and Lineage 2. And PvP has been in such a bad state for both PvPers and PvEers that I think we're almost at a point where you just say corruption doesn't work. And you move on to something else, which I don't know why they wouldn't just then move on to sort of the ArcAge version of PvP, which I think people liked, right? It wasn't the PvP that destroyed ArcAge, it was the monetization, right? Yeah, I'm actually slowly growing the mustache back, so all right, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? Oh yeah, I gotta go down here or something, or is that optional too? That's optional. We'll keep going. I shaved it last Sunday, so it's been about 7 days. I'm starting to get some back. It doesn't take me long to grow facial hair, so. Even the greatest heroes need rest from time to time. Yeah, Royer was like, what the hell, man? It's like, it's all right. It's just on vacation. It'll come back. Don't worry. How many hours have you played this? I can tell. Let's see. I can tell you what Steam will say, but Steam is wholly inaccurate. Let's see. All right, the combat music is in my ear, so I don't know if something's about to fight me or what. Steam says I have 546 hours on record. Now, a lot of that is because Steam counts the patcher as playtime. And I think that is entirely done on purpose on Intrepid's part. Yes, I said that out loud. That when you exit the game, the patcher stays live. So unless you actually close the patcher down, Steam thinks you are still playing. And so why would they do that? Where's the importance in that? Well, you know, if you're potentially looking for investors or people, you know, to help fund your game, you're going to want to be able to show them high play times and high concurrency. And so, you know, if open launchers, patchers are counting towards your concurrency and your playtime, that's going to look better. And so I think there's intention there. I also think there's intention into how we do fishing, you know, AFK fishing. It is not people actively playing your game, but people are in your game and it counts as playtime. So I'm a level 17 dwarf fighter, but I started up north on the server. How was that? So we created a character up here. And when they first released this, in my opinion, it was abysmal. So there wasn't anything to do. The mobs were spaced terribly. Now I know they've added some stuff and they've redone some things. So has it been better? Like, did you enjoy starting up here? I mean, obviously as a dwarf, it made sense, right? To start up here, but I've yet to venture back into that area. So bro, I got to tell you, the game looks like ass. I mean, a lot of people feel that way. I mean, I understand. I get it. I get it. I will say there are times though that it looks beautiful, and there are times it looks bad. I think the corruption system is fine, and I'm a PvPer saying that. It's a PvP, as a PvP only fight, people who flag up back up against you. And let's see, I think the PvP system should protect people that are a specific range from you. Let's say 5 levels. If you're level 10, you can't attack people below level 8. I would go for that, or above level 10. And that solves some of the problems. No, I'd go for that, sure. It's not really, but that doesn't fix corruption, right? In all honesty, upon actual release, I think they need to give free access for a few months or something. This game is useless without high populations. That is true, Fidgety. Actually, one of the downsides of starting on Vira, and so I'll be curious how this works when they do release, is that we did have a low pop server. And so, you know, with that, we had a very slow start to getting all of our settlements up and running. For a long time, we only had Joeba, because of course, as you can see, we're doing the new user quest line, and it pushes us towards Joeba. So Joeba is always going to be the first to level because of how they do their quests. But for a long time, because we were a low pop server, we really only had Joeba, and we had Miraleth, and that was really it. We didn't even really have anything growing that fast up north. Certainly didn't have any of these others in the desert or tropics or anything. Now, as we've gained more people, this has gotten better. You can see we're starting to get other things growing here. But, you know, I'm sure, yeah, I'm curious how that will work on release, and how servers will feel when there's low pop servers. Because right now I know that felt very hard, because then you don't have your crafting benches, right? That's the biggest downside, is you don't have access to your sort of next level of stuff when your nodes aren't growing very fast. It's a struggle until you get to a city. Yeah, for sure. How off do you think they are from beta release? They're going to release beta this year. Steven has said that. Everyone will, there are some people, not everyone, there are some people that will argue with me that they're just working towards beta. You know, they've been working towards beta since they started making the game. The only reason Steven has started talking about beta is because they're going to go into beta this year. Actually, in January this month, I assume the live stream at the end of the month, we're supposed to get some information on not just beta, but also release. So that's a launcher, and that is normal for any launcher game. The patcher is Steam itself. Yeah, I understand. Had the game had its own launcher for plus fishing is always AFK. In this game, it's always AFK. So for those of you new to me, I've made content for this since, I don't know, 2017. I always say I was Kickstarter backer number 3. I've interviewed Steven a few times. You know, I've played in all the testing phases. I'm in Phoenix Initiative. So, you know, I understand the history. I understand kind of where we're coming from, and I understand how other games worked. I've played EverQuest. I started playing EverQuest back in late 90s as a kid. Played pretty much every major MMO since then. You know, so I understand how things work, but I'm still saying what I'm saying because I believe them. So, yeah. Anvils isn't terrible. It lets you farm and kill elites in peace without too much competition. That's probably true because there's not as many people going up there. Is this game going to be cross-played? No, it's PC only. I mean, I guess if they get super successful, then you would probably see it move to a console release. But I mean, I don't ever see that happening. Now, if you like controllers, there are some people that have. There's not official support for controllers, but there are people that have done controllers with the game. So, been helping leveling up Town and Cow. Well, good. Maybe less shards is better. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a hard thing. Is how you figure out what's the right number. EQ and Ultima Online. I never did Ultima Online. Just never did. Do you know if the weapon talent tree passives applies to only one weapon auto attacks or both? That is a great question. For a while, this was applying to both. And I think that was erroneous. Can someone fact check me on that? I'm pretty sure now it is only when you're using the specific weapon, but I know early on I don't think that was actually the case. I'm on Vira. Come join if you want. We do have a Theory Forge guild as well. Oh, yeah, I'm on an alt, so I'm not in it right now. We're not like a huge go get 'em guild, by the way, so if you do join us, understand that. I just feel it's really tinfoil hat saying they did it on purpose so the launcher counts as online players. That's just dumb because that is how every last, I think you mean Steam game works when they had launchers before. Hey, I could be wrong. I'm not opposed to saying that I'm wrong. All right, we're going to do Blessed Weapon because it's a must. All right, so here what we're going to do, I think. So this is where the quest chain leads us. I need to run to Miraleth though, because that's where my home base is for everything. We're actually a citizen of Miraleth as well, so. Andrew, I appreciate the follow. And if they made fishing AFK to keep players online, then why did they kick them after some time? Because of queues. That's why. Queues aren't working because dynamic gridding is not working. What's up, Strauss? How you doing? What's a good way to make gold? I'm level 24 and I'm just struggling to make gold. Never ran crates. I mean, crates would be a way for, you know. Another is just to focus on harvesting. You know, you can make money selling just straight up harvested mats, not unprocessed mats. That might be a fair way. You know, at level 24, you should be able to find some places to grind as well and just get glint. Ultimately, at that level, crafting is going to be probably your primary way to really get into it. Oh, look, I appreciate the sub over on YouTube. they wanted people online forever, just do not kick people. Yeah, but then they have to answer all of the queue complaints. Saw your vid on Polar. Do you think Resna is cooked? So there were 2 parts to that video with Resna. One is, by the way, guys, we're going from here to here. So if you're curious how big the world is, just wait and see how long it takes us to get there. There were 2 main issues with Resna on that video. One was Polar, and one was the dupe issue that was going on. You know, the Polar part is more so the crafting tables being destroyed. So that will get fixed. So I don't think it's cooked from that end. They actually, I think they're already starting to build stuff back, right? I'm not on Resna, but I'm pretty sure they are. And now the question will be the all of the duping and the money that got dumped in, how much they can actually get out. I'm not super sure they have great tools on being able to track and remove things. We'll see. But historically, that's been a challenge for them. But we'll see. So I don't think it's necessarily cooked. Is it true only certain amount of people will get flying mounts? Yes. Right now it's just mayors. But yeah, there will be very few people that get flying mounts. Flying mounts are meant to be very prestigious and rare. So they do not want people flying everywhere. They want it to be more of a slow walk game than a fly everywhere game. Mainly for zerging. So it's, flying mounts are, now there's going to be gliders, supposedly. We've not seen gliders, but they do plan to put gliders in for everyone. Most people, 90% plus of people who play this game will never see a flying mount. But you will get a glider, so. Hunter versus tank, what's more fun to solo content, like farming elites or mining? Probably not tank. How many tanks are out there? I don't think that's a huge solo class at this point. Your best solo classes are going to be Bard, Summoner. I mean, I guess almost anything can solo. Cleric has been a good summoner as well, or a good soloer as well, for the most part. It's slower though, because you're not DPSing very much. I don't know if Flanker's still here or not. I think Flanker did a lot with the Ranger. Not sure. Flying would destroy the economy as well. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I agree with you there. PvP miner. For what they're trying to do, I personally, as far as like world exploration and making the world feel small and things like these, I don't mind flying for world exploration at all. I actually like having flight in World of Warcraft and some other games, but for the PvX side of the game, I agree. I think it would destroy there would be a lot of elements they'd have to redo if there was flying for everyone. So the top greedy guilds will have them. Got it. I mean, your mayors, which will likely be big guilds that run them. Now there's going to be mayors of all of these, right? There's several different settlements to be mayor of. So maybe you can capture one if you try. We're supposed to have different things other than just pure election, right? There's also supposed to be like the economic nodes will be different from the religious nodes, will be different from the scientific nodes, and sort of how they elect leaders. So there's always the chance that you'll be able to be a mayor. Now, I don't know that they're going to get all of those different election types in game by beta. We'll see. Tank is one of the easiest solo classes. You can pull huge groups if you go full AoE damage. Well, there you go. I do not main tanks, so I stay away from tanks for the most part. Do you know if it's intended for you to be able to survive a big fall if you dismount right before hitting the ground? No, you should not. Is that happening? That's probably a bug. Fall damage is supposed to be real and punishing, so. I inevitably will get comments about this being a walking or horse riding simulator for anyone that watches this video later on. I get comments all the time. All I see you is on a horse or running somewhere. That's all I ever see. And do you actually survive that if you dismount the horse? Interesting. Is there a cheat to see what trees drop rare, heroic, etc.? There should not be. There used to be. It used to be a static process. And again, using some of the UE5 cheats, you were able to identify which nodes were, heroic, rare, epic, whatever. Now they have supposedly changed all that to more of a dynamic nature. So you're not supposed to know what's in the node before you go up to it. So there shouldn't be anything like that. Static rarity's basically been removed from what we've been told. Unless it has changes, only mayors of the highest tier node will have the flying mount. Yeah. And I believe that is still intended. Yeah, I think you're right. Economic is pay to become mayor. Science is vote. Divine do commissions. Martial is tournament. Yep, that's the general idea. We'll see if that all makes it in or not. You can dismiss the mount right before hitting the ground, saving you and your mount from death. Well, that is not intended. So how do you move your target to the bottom of the screen? So if you go in here, hit escape, go to your HUD editor, and you can move all this around. So I like having everything down here. So I have my offensive target will show up here, defensive target will show here. I've actually shrunk down some of the size of these bars as well, and just sort of moved a lot of this around. I've changed a little bit with the quest journal and everything else as well. So this to me is a much more ideal setup. I can see more of the world. So rather than having, I also have a big screen, so having to look all the way up to the top left to watch health as a healer was kind of a pain in the ass. And so having everything here is a much better experience. So I would actually encourage everyone to sort of play around with the UI. You can always save it and have it be used on alts and things like that, because you can make it look a lot better than the default. But you just got to dive into the UI editor and see. Do you want the book I have? Not maybe. I more so need a guild invite. I probably, you might just sell the book. I mean, this character is largely likely just going to be for crafting. So I don't know that I necessarily need a book. Watch the guy run past 5 large mining nodes to go for 1, then take off. Well, I will say, Odin, I have heard other conversations about that people have started noticing some harvesters completely ignoring nodes to go for 1 specific node. So that would raise the question of whether static rarity is still in or not. I also saw a post that suggested static rarity was not in for fishing. So I don't know. You never know when they update stuff, if they break things, if they stealth patch stuff. Was static rarity part of the problem with server stability? I have no idea. But you're not the first person that I've seen say that. So I'm on Vyra. I should be on Vyra. Did I create a character on a different server? Any quests in alpha or anything? Yeah, I mean, there are some quests. There's not a lot though. Always use raid friends. Yeah, that's another one to use as well. I'll put that usually here to the side as well. I just haven't done much group stuff. You mentioned gathering as a gold making opportunity. What items are the highest demand and why? There we go. I would say getting trees. Trees are going to be probably something that you'll sell quite a lot of. I mean, you get to have 5 artisan stuff. So, I mean, you can go out and do, mine trees and flowers and probably make a pretty penny. What items are in the highest demand? I mean, that's a good question. I think trees are probably going to be your best way to go. Trees are everywhere. So the other part to that is trees are literally everywhere. And so you can also just sell them directly to vendors as well. And since you can harvest from, you don't have, I mean, look, there's trees everywhere in front of me. So Best Smash, I appreciate the follow. Resin is good. What do you mean resin is good? I have a big screen. It's not the size of the screen. It's the hertz. There you go. The games has a quest line at the beginning of the tutorial. Yeah, there's a new user experience. Scooby 2 times. I appreciate the follow. I want to play this, but not until 1.0. That makes sense. I get it. I understand. Static rarity for fishing. So here's what was described, and I might be misdescribing it. I've also heard there's a hidden server luck. There is a luck stat. Yeah, that is for sure. Joshua, I appreciate the follow. Yeah, there is a luck stat. So let me explain how I read this to be with fishing. I saw the Discord post. I don't know if it's still there, if it got deleted. Basically said, actually, let me get out. I've lost my dash ability here. I don't know why. So we're going to resummon our mount. It was somebody that posted that after the last patch, they noticed that if they do AFK fishing and then they go to a different window, so that Ashes is no longer the main focused window, they've noticed that they barely get any fish. And then when they go and make Ashes the primary focused window, all of a sudden they start getting a lot more fish. And so there just was a question of like, well, why is that? If it's a server, if the server is determining the fish you're getting or not getting and the quality and rarity and whatnot, like why would whether or not you had the game as the focused target matter? And so that's where that question came up. I'll be honest, I've not followed through with it. I've not read any more up on it. So I don't know if that was ever answered or figured out, but that was an interesting post. I've not tried it actually myself. That's maybe something I should look into, but it suggested that there was potentially something client side that was changing how you got fish, but who knows? Watched a bunch of your reels, finally sub, good content, brother. Keep it. I appreciate that. Thank you. Tim, I appreciate you watching. What are your thoughts on the fact that you can hand gear down after being used? Oh, that's a good question. I do think if you're wanting this to be an economic simulator, I mean, the basics of everything about this game are based in economics, right? Everything from PvP to PvE, it's all about resources, materials, crafting, and money. And so if that's the case, then yeah, I actually think long-term, you need not just a way to get money out of the world, but you also need a way to get gear out of the world. So I think long-term, the idea of having gear that never breaks is probably not a great idea in this setting when the focus of the backbone of your game is the economy, because you're going to want crafters to be able to continuously pump stuff into the economy, and they won't be able to do that several weeks, several months in if gear never breaks. Now, there's obviously over enchanting and some other ways that you can potentially break gear, but as things are right now, you can't, gear doesn't degrade or disappear. You could always look at whether you can have to have crafters patch gear for you using materials. I guess that's an in-between. I would almost rather see though that gear just breaks over time and that you have to buy new ones. I know not everyone agrees with that, but again, the main thing for me is this is a economic driven game. And if you're not removing crafted items from the game, then your economy is just eventually going to be shit. Yeah, the market economy. You get those stupid lag spikes. Yep, get them everywhere. Get them everywhere, Scooby. Everywhere. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's weird. Is auto switching on weapons a new feature of a recent patch? I don't think so. Yeah, I think your skills will auto switch for you. What do you think about Albion's solution to breaking items on death? I just think there has to be some way to take items out of the game. You know, if you take from Albion, you take from other games, that's fine. But the way things are right now, eventually your crafters will just not. Right now, it's not hurting us so much, right? Because you still have professions advancing, you still have nodes growing, you still have crafting tables like leveling up. So we're at journeyman at this point. Like there's no grandmaster tables or anything like that. And so you're not really seeing it so much right now because it's just, we're still working to that point. Now, eventually you will get to where everything's online. And if you're not removing items out at that point, the crafting will just crash. There will be no money in it. So. Breaking items would be nice. Yeah. Server worker to server worker lag spike sucks. It does, but I will get that actually outside of server workers as well. It's crazy. Every single time I see this guy's videos pop up, whether it's live or a recording, he is saying something negative. How can anyone ever enjoy watching this dude? Well, Thomas Fox 7468, you are free to keep on moving, brother. Sounds like I am not the person for you, and that is okay. I'm not here for everyone. I'm here to talk about the game, talk about the pluses, talk about the negatives. And often my experience has been people will say someone is a doomer or negative when they're just offering constructive, critical feedback. Just because I say something isn't working very well or not fun doesn't mean I'm highly negative on a game. It means we're in an alpha and I'm trying to offer my opinion. And part of what I do, why I do that through YouTube and Twitch and TikTok is because it then can prompt a discussion with other people, with other viewers that hopefully Intrepid reads. And I know they do actually. I know for a fact Planendorf, for example, watches shorts. And I guarantee you they're reading through all of your comments. So you're free to go in and disagree with me. Perfectly fine. And I would encourage you to do so because they will read that. But if you want to come in here and complain and offer nothing constructive, you can move on, brother. Don't need you here. All right, we're home and we're in the guild. So thank you for the invite, by the way. Oh, the person asking about crafting. Here's what I would tell you to do. As you level up harvesting, for sure. Let me demonstrate this actually. Can I demonstrate this? All right, you see I have very little room for storage right now. One of the first things you're gonna wanna do as you level your character is actually get bags. So if I think we have novice stuff here. So let me show you the difference. Yeah, so anyone can equip novice bags. So if I come in here, let's see, we'll just take the lumberjacking satchel. Maybe. Why is it not letting me? Oh no. I don't have access to the guild to, oh no. All right, I can't do that. Anyways, as you level up your harvesting, you'll get access to novice bags, apprentice bags, journeyman bags. Definitely increase your bags because you not only get more space in the bag, but you can hold higher stack quantities. A good place to go is outside of Riverlands. Like if you're in Miraleth, if you just go over here into the desert, you're going to find so many things you can harvest because people just don't go outside of Riverlands very much. Same with down here. If you just go south of Nuela, just go hang here. Like as long as you go here with clear bags, like you will get tons of stuff. So how are dungeons so far? They're open world. And I think for the most part, people enjoy them, but there's not very many of them. I have fun with the game, but I also have a lot of negative feedback because there's a lot to fix. Yeah, and I don't think that makes somebody negative. I mean, I also have positive stuff out there. I don't know. I get it. You might only get surfaced the negative TikToks because that's probably what more people comment on. But there are also other positive ones there. Actually, what, Thursday? Was it Thursday, Friday? I don't even know. There's one short / TikTok that I put out of the game world looking absolutely beautiful. Like it was stunningly good looking. And so I wanted people to see it. So, what's going on here? Why does it say YouTube is not receiving enough video? All right, something breaking? What's going on with the shorts? Is anybody in chat on the shorts side? Because it looks like it's telling me it's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. But nothing has changed with our setup, so I'm confused. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Better to not waste your time in a game that's going to get wiped. I mean, you can still provide some interesting, good feedback, right? All right, I don't know what's happening. Is everything else? Are you guys? Yeah, YouTube's stream is lagging back. I don't understand what's happening here. It's telling me the vertical stream. Yeah, they're both not getting enough video to maintain smooth streaming. That's weird, man. Everything seems to be running fine. Yeah, I don't understand what's happening. Is it just the vertical that's lagging? I guess it's saying both. Buffers every few seconds. Yeah. It's wild, man. I don't understand what's happening. Okay. How to fix this shit. Started lagging. You did as well? All right, guys. We might have to end up actually just... I hate to cancel halfway through the stream, but if it's shitty stream, there's no point in watching it, right? Will 16 gigabytes VRAM be enough? It should. Yeah, it should. When I played this game, graphics look like shit. Yours look good. How do you do it? I mean, I have a 4070, and then I have a 7953 X3D processor. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna try one thing for YouTube. I don't know if it's a me thing or a YouTube thing. Because I've not changed any of the settings. Ujimouth, I appreciate the follow. All right, I'm gonna start with the vertical. I'm just gonna cut the stream and restart it right away and see if that happens to fix anything. Wow, this is pretty bad, guys. Yeah. All right, guys, I think... Oh, wait, did that work? Is it working now? Can't tell. Now it's telling me to connect the encoder. And it's, oh, it was on.